Isn't it wild how if you ask somebody what their weaknesses are, or what their flaws are, they'll just come up with a laundry list worth of stuff if they feel comfortable enough to share it. But when you ask them, what do you love about yourself? What are your strengths? People are like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And not only do they not know, but they feel uncomfortable saying their strengths because they feel like if they say their strengths, then they're bragging or they're flaunting themselves. When in fact, that's absolute bullshit. How can you shit on yourselves and not celebrate yourself? If you're going to shit on yourself, you might as well celebrate yourself the same amount, right? At least be even. And on actuality, it's better to be on the opposite side, to be able to celebrate yourself more than shit on yourself. So here comes the concept of you do not have weaknesses, just strengths and areas to improve upon. I love how I messed it up. It's okay. Look at that. That was an area I could improve upon right there. So think about all the things you used to be bad at, right? Just throughout your life. What did you used to suck at? And think about things you're great at. A lot of the times, the things that you're great at right now, you used to suck at. Guarantee you, because it's those things that you aren't good at that you're like, you know what? Like, this is a problem for me. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to make sure this improves in my life. And it gets to the point where it doesn't only improve, but it becomes a strength in your life. Have you ever noticed that? Like, I'll just give you one example in my life. I used to avoid difficult conversations. I used to avoid conflict. I used to avoid being vulnerable and honest, like the plague, especially when it came to speaking with women that I was being intimate with. I wouldn't talk about how I feel. I wouldn't talk about if I see a future with them or not. I wouldn't talk about if I'm seeing other people. I would just kind of like not talk about it until it was brought up. And then even when it was brought up, I would try to like go around it, if that makes sense. And to be honest, I feel like my actions hurt a lot of people. And I don't blame myself for it, but over time, what I realized is like that wasn't okay with me. I didn't want to hurt other people. So over time, I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and had those difficult conversations and was vulnerable, was honest, was truthful. And sometimes I got knocked down from it, but it was freaking worth it because right now I'm the most vulnerable, most honest. I know with when I'm with people, they know exactly where I stand and where we stand. And that used to be something I wasn't very great at and I needed to work on. And now I'm here and I'm freaking glad. And I'm sure right now you can think of a situation like that in your life. Somewhere in your life where you're just like, man, I'm just not that good at this right now, but I want to work at it. I want to improve. I want to get better. I want to get stronger. I want to eat healthier, whatever it might be for you. Think about that. So you might in the past have thought, oh wow, I have a weakness. But I encourage you to think instead of it being a weakness, just simply being a way in which you can improve upon. And that's literally what our life is all about. Taking those things that we can improve upon and creating a journey that increases that skill and pushes our edge. And the more we're able to keep pushing our edge and upgrade and upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, the fears, the discomfort that we're willing to go through, that is how we grow. We grow from those things that we can improve upon. And what most people consider their weaknesses, but those weaknesses are actually things that will help you grow. And then once you grow, not only do you go for yourself, you grow for your future generation, you grow for your future child, for future children, your future partner, and everybody else around you that can resonate with you through that struggle. And you can help them get to your level as well. I used to drink a lot of booze. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I used to eat at gas stations. I used to do a lot of those things. And because I used to do that, I'm relatable for a lot of people because they've done it too. But if I never drank before my whole life, never smoked, just completely was a unicorn, it would be difficult for those people to resonate with me because they couldn't even imagine being that way. But because of my struggle, because of my weaknesses, because of my areas in which I could improve upon, that gives me an area for me to grow and for other people to grow as well. So I invite you, think about what you might say your shortcomings, your weaknesses, your insecurities. Think of them as areas in which you can improve upon and start to create little tiny micro goals on how to improve that area or those areas of your life and keep upgrading until you're at a point where you're just on fire until you're at a point where that is a strength for you, because I guarantee you, if you put in the work, if you move through the discomfort, it will happen for you and it will change your life. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, write them down in the comments. I will be sure to answer them. Have a beautiful night. Much love.